What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Kendrick with the Dreadloc Blerd, and I am joined today by a fellow podcasting group, Curvy Blerdy. If you guys would like to go ahead and just introduce yourselves.
Hey, so it's me, Brooke, and
KC,
and we just wanted to join a friend, try to have a conversation, fellow Black nerds. So we're just gonna nerd it up.
Yep. Actually, Ken and I go way back, like 04, 05 ish.
Just about, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
we were both at good old Florida. We were both at what's that, BCC? Is that correct? We were both
it used to be, yeah.
Oh, what's it now? What's it called now?
I think it's just Broward College now because they offer a couple of like 4-year degrees.
Yeah, so we were at Broward Community College then.
Hey, so, nothing's wrong with community college. You gotta get started somewhere. And
that's true also.
Route,
right?
Which they don't talk about that. You don't go broke. You do it the smart way.
Yeah. And I will admit that was probably one of the only times I actually enjoyed myself down there. I'm originally from up here in Jersey. So I finished up high school down there, and then I started school down there. And if it wasn't for that student lounge, that game room,
that it was the best, man. Like sitting there playing Burnout all the time.
Yeah,
they had a pool table. It was always the Madden versus the fighting game.
It's.
Did they play any Tekken, any Street Fighter? Tekken, yes.
No, like it was probably one of the best times I had at school. It's funny because and she was there. She could tell you, leading up to the release of Tekken 5, we were just running through all the Tekkens, and I had them all. Like I had Tekken 1 through 4 at the time.
Yeah.
So and at this time, PlayStation 2 was out, so there was no PlayStation 3 yet. So I was bringing them all. I remember a lot of the others. Like I'm pretty sure you remember Milo. Do you remember Milo?
Believes if it was the same one that's friends with another homeboy of mine.
I think so. He was like, for those of you guys listening, his name was Milo. He was a real cool dude, a little weird, but he was really cool. But I had never seen anyone this dedicated to learning the art of fighting games. Like it was ridiculous. He was doing things like I had never seen. There's stuff you see in like video game tournaments and stuff. I'm actually surprised.
Got the combo moves.
Oh, combo moves, learn how to dodge, move out the way. I'm like, dude.
He knew where the hitboxes were.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was such an awesome time watching movies and they're chilling out. Hanging around BCC was fun. And then, of course, I met KC there. And then we just kind of headed off. And we've been friends ever since.
Good times, man.
Mm-hmm.
You have that ability. Most people that meet you stay friends with you. It's like you start talking and you never stop.
That's about true. Like I like to talk and I like to like nerd out with people on whatever they like to nerd out about. And that's the best part is whenever somebody just feels passionate about something, like tell me about it. Like I want to know too, because I'm just nosy. So,
well, that and you kind of get like a second, don't want to say hi, but like you get kind of like some of that feeling onto you that you can kind of like appreciate. It's like somebody telling you about their favorite food, and then you're like, "Dang, you make it sound good. Give me some
Listen, of this." You already know to bring up the subject of food. We're gonna be here all day, like.
Because he came up like we were two sides of hams and was like, you don't need to lose nothing. And then felt like he was feeling up for how much meat was on my bones. And I was just like, I'm not a brisket. Don't fill me up like that.
Like, sir,
marbling.
Keep your
sir. And this is during the pandemic, the height.
Oh my God.
So I'm just like, don't touch me.
Get your COVID hands away,
bro. It was odd to say the least, but like here's the thing though. So we got our food after waiting probably like 20 minutes through this very awkward conversation. We get our food, we're like, okay, thanks, bye, and like run out the restaurant, go home, and we're like, okay, let's try this food. So we had oxtail, we had mac and cheese, we had candied yams,
and they were touching.
A little Luna reference.
Yes,
touch
it.
So the mac and cheese and the yams, you know, you put them together and, you know, like,
and created Black excellence.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
It's like a Remy moment from Disney where you put two flavors together and you're like,
you get that whole flashback.
Childhood memory just popped up. Core memory.
If I might shamelessly plug our episodes called Beans, Greens, Potatoes, Tomatoes of our podcast, where we go a little bit into a little detail on this macaroni and yams touching.
It's a cute picture. We gotta.
Yeah, our artist she's awesome.
She's sweet.
But like, yeah, we go home, we have all this delicious food. There were two versions of the oxtail. And so she got one, I got one.
What were the two versions?
So
one was jerk. Oh,
jerk
sorry.
Oxtail. No, you're good. It was good because that was the better one.
It was an emotional experience.
Jerk oxtail and smothered oxtail. And when I tell you, the jerk one was the best one. Like, it had smothered was good, but like compared to the jerk oxtail, like there was just a little more kick. It wasn't too spicy. Like, the flavors were good. I'm telling you, the food was good. So the next day, we go back, we called ahead, placed the order, waited until around the time, went in incognito.
In disguise. In disguise. We had bonnets. Monique would have been very disappointed.
I'm still trying to figure out how you're trying to swing in COVID times. I'm like,
it's a dangerous game.
I don't know. That is a gamble and a half.
Day.
I don't understand. Like, this is, I'm like, I'm not taking that bet. Like, exactly. No.
I wondered that too. Yeah.
Well, about almost 10 years ago, almost. Yes. Fate 9.5. Sat us next to each other. April, yeah, October, because October is 6 months. So fate put us literally seated next to each other. There is zero rhyme or reason to the way that we ended up next to each other. It's not an alphabetical thing. It's not anything, but like, first day at the 9 to 5, there we go next to each other. You know, I'm a little nervous, just kind of looking around, and I'm like, I legit don't even remember what the first thing, who said to what, where, when, but like literally just, hey, yeah, Game of Thrones, and we just haven't stopped talking.
And the funny thing is, we ended up having like a group of people. So every Monday, because it was on Sunday night, Game of Thrones. Monday, we don't discuss the episode.
We had our little, like,
how did you like the betrayal here? Who died? Were you expecting that death?
Yeah.
Yes. it was nice because we had like a little group. And I think I saw your tattoo because I was like, is that anime I see on you?
Oh, yeah. So I've got a Trigun tattoo right here, which is interesting since they've got that new like remake anime. Terrible Trigun fan, as I need to actually sit down and watch it.
I was just getting ready to ask you if you checked it out yet. I know, I remember you loving Trigun a lot.
Oh, yeah. Like, after I ended up moving to Texas, that was like the first tattoo I got was Wolfwood's Cross Punisher. And funny story, here in the Dallas area, they've got two pretty large conventions. They kind of switch around where they have them as they've grown. But one year at Anime Fest, one of my personal friends here was the handler for Johnny Young Bosch, who voices Vash. And I mean, everybody knew, like, you know, I'm a big Trigun fan. I've got a bunch of merch items here that I like I want the perfect display box just to kind of set everything up. But yeah, like they were his handler. And so he had just finished a panel, and they were escorting him after like little meet and greet at the end to another panel that he had to get to. And they were like, you stay now. So we waited until everybody left the room, and they're like, okay, we got like 2 minutes. Come here, come here. And I'm like, what the hell? And they took me to meet him. They're like, show him your tattoo. And I'm like, I'm not trying to show like my whole chest. But I'm just like, so like legit, the first thing I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm not flashing you, but can they show me? Because it's like right here, like kind of on the shoulder area. And he was just like, oh, cool, very nice. And I'm like, yeah, I love your work, you know. And then like I got to like chat for like 10 seconds before he had to go, but like I got a personal like meet and greet with him.
That's
because
so cool.
my friend
Did you get a picture?
like, I swear I'm not. No.
No.
It was before, you know, the good cameras. So
okay.
Like, yeah.
Why does that always happen?
I'm always behind on the technology.
No, I mean, when you finally meet, like I've never met a famous person until I went to Hawaii.
Okay.
And
who did you meet in Hawaii?
I met Allie Wong
What? Oh,
from
snap.
B.
Yes.
She was staying at the Ritz-Carlton, so were we. We go down to eat.
Nice.
Look up, and there's Allie Wong. And I couldn't get out.
Right there.
Can I have a picture? We're just like, you're Allie Wong. Hi. Like if I thought that, oh, I'll talk about that later, but I was just so she was like, she looked at my cousin and was like, you have beautiful eyelashes. I was like, you can never take those off. She was so sweet. And I couldn't get out, take a picture with me. So I know how you feel when you meet somebody and you weren't expecting it and you're like, words, where do you find them?
You're just walking along and then it's like, your face.
I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky now that, you know, we have little mini computers sitting in our pockets right now.
Yeah.
So, but like, I do know what you mean, because sometimes it's like, damn it, where's my phone? Hold up, I need to commemorate this somehow. You know,
how do you use your hands?
it's like I think about. I mean, I think about the celebrities that I've met over the past couple of years. I never really meet any down in Florida, but I did meet a good amount up here, because here in the tri-state area, a lot of these celebrities kind of live up here, you know. And aside from like conventions and stuff like Comic-Con and all that stuff, you know, like Patrick Wilson from the Insidious and Conjuring universe.
Oh,
yeah.
He lives a town next over from me.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You just go to the grocery store and like possibly run into him.
Well, I ran into him at CVS.
What?
I mean, granted, you know, because he lives in Montclair, I've seen him a couple of times actually. So I remember the first time I saw him, I was like, dude, you're Patrick Wilson. I love you. He's like, thank you. And I've seen him any other time after that, and I never bothered him. Like when Aquaman came out, because you know he played King Orm in Aquaman. So there was a comic book store So there's a comic book store in Montclair that I frequent. You know, I haven't been there in a while since the pandemic. I haven't really been there, but I was going there quite periodically. So when the time Aquaman came out, he was actually there doing signings of the comic book, so they like issued like a Aquaman #1 and stuff. So he was there. I actually is sitting on my shelf, or either on my shelf or in the closet. Nice. I got an autograph from him, and I got a picture with him. I don't think it cost me that much actually, but I thought that was cool. I met Kevin Conroy at New York Comic-Con. That I'm so glad I was able to do that. I got a picture with him. Both me and my wife got a picture with him. He signed one of my Batman comics, and you know, like the day he passed, I posted it like, this is something that I got from him, and I was so glad that I got it from him right before he passed away. Then I met Phil Lamar. I got a picture with him. He's
I have
on
a
my
picture
wall
with him too.
Yeah, so I met Phil Lamar, and
I will get one.
Like
he is so chill. Like he is.
He really is.
I think he's probably one of the few voice actors that I know like more things that he's done, and I kind of embarrassed myself in front of his security guy, because see what had happened was
I ended up having surgery. I'm a mutant. I had an extra rib. You can call me the spare rib. No lie. I have
Marvel would call you that though. they
I have a bone to pick with you.
She got him on the ready.
Stan Lee, God rest his soul, would have used that line. Would have totally used that line.
Man, I have a little stat. I have a funk pop of him. I like him.
R.I.P. to the Stan.
They would totally call you spare rib. Holy smokes.
Yes.
They really would. I'm thinking about it now.
It's really my whole persona. Like when this was happening, I was in a lot of pain, but I laughed through my pain. So I'm like, you can call me the spare rib because I have an extra one right here.
That'd have been like, we're bringing in the heavy guns. We're bringing in spare rib. Like,
it comes me.
Like we have a lunch break.
Throw it like a boomerang.
like Jack Skellington did.
He's just like, oh my god. You can't see this, like trying to cover his eyes. He's already seen it at this point.
The worst has already happened.
Yep.
Yeah. So I have to be a little, like mindful of things, but I did really, really like this one show on Netflix. It's out of like South Africa called How to Ruin Christmas.
Really?
I kept talking about this because I need more people to see this show. Okay.
Yes. The show is great, but there's a downside.
It's real life kind of happened, and that's the sad part. But I think they handled it very well. So pretty much it's like female hangover, right? You get this main character, her name is Tumi, and she's going to attend her sister's wedding, and her sister's marrying into this like youth objective, or
affluent.
you observe that they live an affluent lifestyle, but like as you kind of get into the story, maybe not, but it's like two dysfunctional families, and then like she's a little wild. She, kind of the black sheep of her family, and like kind of ends up in situations that everybody's like, come on, girl, like what the hell? And she
lives a messy life.
Oh, okay.
She kind of messy. But like sometimes because of things that have happened in the past, like people don't forgive her. And so when she ends up in something, even if it wasn't necessarily her fault, they don't listen to her because they're just like, she's at it again. And she's like, whoa, what the heck?
So they just write her off.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But it's hilarious. The styling is amazing. It's like part English, part whichever language they speak, a mix of languages, so they'll have it in the subtitles. It's really funny and really well done, and unfortunately by the end of season 2, sometime between shooting season 2 and season 3, the main actress was killed in her home,
got murdered
in Africa. It's a very the last thing I read, because I only came across a couple of articles. It was basically, I watched the 2 seasons. Netflix was like, oh, hey, another season. I'm like, oh, snap. I was not expecting this. Heck yeah. And at the end of the first episode, it was like, RIP so-and-so. And I'm like, who is that? I go look it up and my heart broke. She was like my age. And she just, you see on her Instagram, she had her daughter. She looked so happy. And like, it was just a very shady circumstance surrounding it. And so the way that they handled her character in the 3rd season, I think they did a very good job of treating it without kind of just completely writing her off because her sister would like call her and they would like have conversations about whatever. Yeah. But like, you know, she's just talking to her, and like the way that they ended her story, it was a good ending for her. Spoiler alert. But like there's a kind of question mark, like they could possibly go into a season 4 because of something else, which that would be wild. But
they left it open
if they ended,
for it.
Yeah, and if they ended here, it would still be good. But if they did a season 4, it could also still be good. But like that one it's so good. I loved it. I loved it.
I that's right up there with like I May Destroy You.
What's
that show on HBO?
On
oh my gosh,
Max.
Or sorry, Max now. Forgot they changed
what's
their
her
name.
Michaela Cole.
Yes, Michaela Cole. Ooh, speaking of which, if I was casting a Storm, Michaela Cole. Look at those cheekbones. Like, I can see her playing Storm.
She's gorgeous.
She is. And she has like the shaved, like bald head. Looks so good on her. Okay, so I have a question for everyone. Has anyone noticed or seen the NPC? I've heard it been called a kink, but like one lady made money off of it, so now everybody's jumping on the train.
What's that? What is her name? I totally forgot what her name was.
Oh, like the blonde lady.
But she's been like making bank off of this thing. So I looked it up the other day, and I'm sitting and because I'm on TikTok, of course. So I'm sitting here, I'm like looking at him, I'm like, I'm trying to buy a house.
Pinky doll.
I'm trying to buy a house, and these people are literally spending money to watch someone act like a computer, act like an AI.
Yes.
I
was like concerned with them taking over, and yet we just gotta act like them.
Yeah, now we're acting like AI. Okay. It's bad enough that companies treat us like we are AI,
right?
Like robots.
I've watched a couple. I watched a couple videos yesterday. I'm like,
are you serious?
We really have too much free time on our hands to be really just sitting here paying people to eat fake glizzies.
Now, see,
like what are we doing
ice cream,
here?
Yum.
Like what? Like what's going on here?
It's like, you guys played
here's the thing.
Warcraft I've seen and got turned on by the NPCs. I already know it. Ishnu la la. You were like, oh yes, say it again. Space goat.
I got introduced to the whole story. No, you're fine. Like that's legit. Like just the repeating thing. Like I can't because I've got tiny folks who do that. So like I'm not trying to hear it. But I got introduced to the whole story from somebody kind of covering it. And so I saw a couple of bits of them. And you know, they're talking about how people are mad at them. Like, why are you mad at her for doing whatever is gonna make the bank? Like, don't be mad at her.
The reason why they were upset is because it was geared towards, like, she said she was 19, she's 24, and a lot of older men, because she was 19, were like, oh, okay, because she was pretending to be way younger than she actually was.
Literally.
So she was grooming, is what they're trying to say, which I don't think that's technically grooming.
No.
It's more like you're catfishing for the weirdos.
Right. Like pretending to eat ice cream. Maybe is this? Maybe is this? I don't know.
She doesn't even use her hand. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the wrong part. I shouldn't have said
pretending she's a chicken.
I mean,
speaking into the microphone.
Hey, look, like, get your bag. I mean, that's all. I mean, get your bag. Like, if people gonna pay you for it, if people gonna pay you for it, keep doing it. Go knock yourself out.
She found it.
She's from Canada.
Of course she is.
Hey,
of course she is. It's Canada. Nothing against Canada. Nothing against Canada. But
she's like popping popcorn with a flat iron.
I did see. Okay, the one that I saw where they, kind of showed like little highlights. There was one where she broke character, and I thought that was the funniest thing because like somebody in the background, maybe a kid or somebody broke something, so you heard a loud noise, and she's like, yum, what the fuck?
Yep.
And then, like gets back to it. And it was
like my bad, y'all.
Hilarious.
Like if you got kids, that'll do it. Like, what you doing over there?
Man.
Yeah.
And then it's so jarring that you in character that you just come back and then it's just like, okay, as we were like, like just that switch.
The cosplay dedication is real. I mean, I'm not at that level yet. I'm gonna dress comfortably, for as much as I can. I'm
over everything.
I mean, I'm not gonna be out here in 100-degree weather wearing a full wool coat out here or trying to be Jon Snow. I'm not doing all that. But I will dress appropriately. Maybe modify the suit or something like that. Get some I don't know, high knee shorts or something to that effect. I don't know. I ain't gonna be sweating to death. I'm already black, so I'm gonna sweat regardless anyway. So,
I'm absorbing enough heat.
Yeah,
please don't.
Really am. So.
Oh, I was gonna interject and shameless. Well, it's not shameless because it's not for me, but happy 2-year anniversary birthday for the Talking Dirty After Dark. We've got a friend here in Dallas who 2 years ago decided to take the jump and start a spoken word show. His name is kid_Raby on the Instagram or Talking Dirty Events. This shirt I had to wear to represent Ray. This is one of his designs. I love the guys with the X eyes. Like I buy like all of his merch, but he's an artist, local artist in Dallas. And this year, next weekend, it's going to be celebrating 2 years of Talking Dirty, where it's just a spoken word event that anybody can come to and participate in. They have like pre-sorted stories, and then also they pull from the audience. And the only thing is your story has to be truthful, but it can be funny, it can be like an emotional deal, or it's just like kind of sharing a bit of yourself with everybody, and just the vibe is amazing. And it's crazy to think it's been 2 years already, right? So
he also started this year the Stew Pot Jam, where it's open mic. And he goes and pulls your name out of a stew pot,
an actual stew pot.
Like you shake it like a Polaroid picture, and then he pulls a name out, and then there's a prompt given before the event, and so you have to like describe a time that a lie was better than the truth.
Yeah.
And so our KC went up there and told a pretty good story, if I do say so myself, about her little ones.
Listen, lying to kids is always hilarious. So in that instance, telling the lie was way better than telling the truth.
I try my hand at it sometimes. I've told some traumatic stories. I told some good stories.
You can't control what your neighbors do.
Oh God. Okay.
See, I'd have been like, first of all, what are you doing in this relationship business? You are an adult. This is kid stuff. All right.
Like, I'm in elementary school, I'm in 5th grade. Come on, let me crush.
Like why? What are you doing eavesdropping on these supposed conversations? Like, can we talk about that?
We're bringing firebending into this? What the heck?
My origami went to waste.
Like, why do you have a lighter, ma'am? Are you smoking on school grounds? Because that's what we need to talk about. That's what we need to talk about. You smoking on school grounds.
Some of those teachers put a little bit of Irish cream in their coffee in the morning.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, and through that experience, trying to utilize organizations that are supposed to help, but
Salvation Army,
trying to not spit fire, but like with the biggest, deepest part of my soul, the Salvation Army can go suck a nut. Like they are just not the organization that they put the face out there for.
We're in the McDonald's parking lot, and this lady, and I kid you not, hobo Santa, because she had a Santa jacket. It had the white trim, and it was a red long jacket. and she was running up to our car. Our windows are all up and the doors are locked. And she was like, "Oh, y'all look so beautiful. Y'all so cute. Oh, you got $5?" I was like, no. And she was like, "Well, F you then, F this, you're ugly." And I'm like, I was just beautiful a minute ago. But okay.
You always gotta wait for the $5.
Place. And they took those 3 words because it sounded intelligent and used it as another dog whistle to be like, we won't have critical race theory here. We're not woke. I'm like okay.
You definitely proven that.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Like seriously. So
what my homie Big Drew, Dreux, he's a streamer as well. He plays a lot of Mario Maker, and he'll have people like send him levels and stuff. But when he got his PS5, I believe, I think he was playing Spider-Man and
oh man,
something else. But yeah, he's very big gamer. I'm gonna need to see if y'all connect, because there's a lot that y'all will get into, because he is real big into comic books, and has he's very okay, like how I talked about how I just like to like talk to people about different things. Very, very awesome, very great conversation. Was very into a lot of things, and just starting exploring his stand-up career.
Nice.
So he started at the Dirty. Big shout out to 2 years. And so his is the first real spin-off of the Talking Dirty After Dark. Nice. And so he's performed at the Dallas Comedy Club a couple of times, and always there to support. Just, love seeing people do what they do. But yeah,
and he's funny.
He's hilarious. Like there's no way they would have asked him back if he wasn't. Like he participated in Best Comic in Dallas or whatever. They had like a competition, and while he did not win overall, he did end up getting his own 1-hour special. Nice. From his performance.
Awesome.
So
that's really cool.
That's my homie. I'll drop the links and everything.
Definitely.
But just excited to see people, just do what you do. Like there's no reason for, like that anger competition. There's more than enough. Nobody's gonna do what you do the way you do. So, just
exactly.
And going back to 3 hours ago when it was just like, oh, why'd y'all start,
right.
Another YouTuber that I really love, her name is Sunday Love. She lives out in Japan, Black Girl Magic in Japan. One thing that she does a lot is like kind of spreading, little positive messages here and there, along with showcasing her like just gorgeous life in Japan, because it's Japan. But she has mentioned multiple times, like, hey, if there's a thing that you want to do, like, even if it's like, getting on YouTube or whatever, like, just do it, because nobody's going to do the exact thing that you do the way you do. And like, after kind of seeing that message a couple of times, I was just like, oh no, like there's other people who do it better. Well, yeah, but like, is it the way you would do?
Right.
Better? So I just kind of have to, like, I just had to keep that in mind. And then one day, towards the end of last year, kind of like fall, I was like, hey, we keep talking about the thing. Like we were just sitting back on the name, like every name we could come up with was like,
gone. And then don't keep in mind, a lot of not safe for work videos are curvy. So I'm trying to promote it, and people are like, I can't watch.
You gotta type the whole thing. Don't just say curvy and then just go on YouTube and find us like that. We don't have that many subscribers yet, but like, put the whole thing, Curvy Blerdy. That describes very much of what you'll see. Blerdy. We are blerds.
we are curved. Wouldn't it be messed up? We're like, I'm curvy.
Not the Quasimodo.
Hey, I have a lump in the back of my neck. I'm kind of a quasi.
Okay, listen here, spare rib.
There it is. It's gonna catch on. It's gonna catch on.
They had a toilet paper incident back in 2020, and they were like, "Never again."
They're like, look,
Girl.
man, we're gonna put a cap on this. Y'all ain't about to be out here getting all the TP.
I'm not gonna lie, I do keep some TP stashed after that. It just takes one time to be like, I think I have to use a wash rag. Where are the 3 shells? I mean, I'm running out of options. I'm sorry. I was one of those idiots that as soon as they said we ran out of paper, I was like, where's those 3 shells at?
Yep.
We gotta learn how to use them.
Still don't know how to use them.
First, I was gonna say how. Like,
there's
how?
a diagram.
There is.
And it shows what you're supposed to do with the shells. I'm not joking. It's true.
No, I'm just taking a shower after that. I ain't time for all that. I'm just gonna take a shower. Every time I go there, I'm gonna just take a shower. I'm just bring a towel with me and just jump in the shower.
Let me get up
going anywhere.
That's it.
My dad woke up. I'm still playing Doom. He was like,
"Oh my god,
dude." To be fair, like her dad is awesome. Just between the games, the music, the books.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got me in the book.
Lord of the Rings nerd.
Hobbit was my first book, chapter book.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this: I liked Soul Calibur
Mm-hmm.
for the simple fact, Valdo.
Yeah,
that was my dude.
I loved Valdo. I will booty bump you off the stage,
bro. Just like,
but the costume,
whole, like, holding back and just, bro. I don't remember how I discovered, but between Voldo and Ivy, those were my 2 right there.
Ivy, but I also like that you could customize your characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I made Valdo a black lady. I had to. I booty bump people off stage. It was fitting. But I also did a paper in college about the sexualization of men in video games.
Interesting.
And Valdo was my main example. I mean, look at
that swaggy walk, like
the outfit.
Hey man.
Oh, creepy walk. Like, hey,
bro.
I know he's from Slytherin.
Gonna slither in, okay.
Oh, he gonna slither in. Slither in. He gonna crawl. He gonna do all. Man, look, man. And then he gonna finish off with an electric shock. So
yes,
I know. I just know this is never going to happen. But I'm dying. I am dying for a remake of The Matrix Path of Neo. Oh my god, like
that's a good one.
You know,
interesting.
I had Enter the Matrix. I had that game, and it was cool. But when I found out they were making a Matrix game around Neo, I was like, oh, I'm definitely getting this. But like
the one, yes.
But then it's like it's on the PS2, and it had the graphics that it had. I'm like, listen, I'm enjoying playing this game, but these graphics are not cutting it. Like,
dang,
like
GoldenEye graphics bad or
GoldenEye. Well, it like if it came out on a PS1, you would have thought it was, mind blowing. But like, I'm like, this is a PS2.
Yeah,
like, I got Tekken Tag on PS2. The graphics for Tekken Tag are ridiculously great. And you're gonna give me some square polygon type stuff for the Matrix?
Look like Laura Croft.
Like legit Laura Croft graphics. I'm like, yo, like, no, man. This is PS2, man. Come on now. So like I said, I know it's never going to happen. But I would just love like a modern remake of Path of Neo. I would buy that today if they actually did that. And
I was gonna say, if after the movie, if they didn't do it then, what better time would there have been? So like I feel the pain of like, dang.
And
the
it's
marketing was there.
And it's so crazy because they were talking about a new Matrix game around the last movie came out. Like, and it was supposed to be on Unreal 5 engine. Like, they did like a demo and everything. And I was like, yo, I'm waiting for this game to drop. And they're like, no.
But on that note,
end on a low.
All right, what's one because we've been here for a minute hanging out. Like, obviously we can go on about some things for a while. So
we could.
Why don't we save a little bit of some for the people hanging out with us? I mean, shoot, our podcasts aren't going anywhere. So if you've enjoyed, hanging out with us, thank you for inviting us and like chilling with us.
We definitely have to do this again.
Yes.
I definitely feel like we should definitely do this again.
It's been a pleasure. We've covered a lot of different topics, a lot of different subjects, and it's been a pleasure just shooting the breeze with you guys.
Yeah.
Being able to seamlessly connect politics to video games to food. I mean,
and ideally, that's what the podcast game should really be about being able to go from one thing to the next thing seamlessly, and not having to be negative.
Yeah, like we're not sitting here like, people with faces. God, I can't stand people with faces.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I still have some stories to tell.
So
but I'll share those at a later date.
Yeah, we will definitely do this again. We'll figure it out, whenever our schedule permits. We'll be able to sit down and talk like this again.
Most definitely. Drop those comments in there. Drop the questions.
Also, did you press that like button? Because it helps us, right? It's free. Press that like button.
Subscribe.
Follow. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe. But do all the things. Like do all the things, and that way we can keep this thing going. Because while it is fun, it's fun to do.
Like, we're having fun, but are y'all having fun?
That's the question. Like,
and wouldn't you like this to continue?
Exactly. And wouldn't you like to be on the conversation too?
For sure.
It can happen.
Shout out to kid_Ray B on Instagram, Big Drew DREUX on Instagram, Talking Dirty Events, Luna Bunny BUNNEH, our artist. Shout out to all the homies.
Shout out to the subscribers.
Shout out to all the subscribers. Okay,
we love you so much. We love you.
And shout out to all the listeners. Yep, all the listeners, everything, all the supporters, just pretty much all the supporters of the podcast endeavor. Because, like I said, it is fun, and we would like to keep doing this. But it kind of helps if we have people that listen and watch.
Yep.
Because
we do it for you.
Honestly,
we do this for you.